Take a look at the latest in the efforts to end the war in Ukraine. Today, the German Chancellor, Friedrich Merz, says Donald Trump has now received a proposal on territorial concessions that Ukraine is willing to make in order to try and end the conflict. This after a previous text was seen as being too pro-Russia. And the Trump administration today is reported to be studying the new language. Well, let's go straight for you on the programme to Washington. Fraser Jackson's our correspondent. He's with me live now. Fraser, do we have any details yet of this Ukrainian counterproposal?
So the Ukrainians took their time on this response. That was something that angered Donald Trump just a few days ago, saying that Zelensky hadn't even studied this proposal yet, this 20-point peace plan that the US has put forward. But now we know that the Ukrainians have actually studied it. They've taken some time to go over it with their European allies. And after meeting with France's Emmanuel Macron, as well as the UK's Keir Starmer and German Chancellor Friedrich Merz over the course of the last couple of days, the response has now come to the United States' proposal. Now, a Ukrainian official told Axios that this response includes comments and proposals that are, quote, able to make the whole thing doable for the Ukrainians. Now, the official said that the Ukrainian response includes new ideas on how to solve those sticking points that we've seen, which are those territorial concessions, and also the fate of the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. A quick reminder of some of the points that were in this peace deal, however. It called for the creation of a demilitarized zone along the line of conflict, as well as security guarantees for Ukraine. That has been a major hurdle to any kind of peace agreements. They're looking for more of an Article 5 type of support from that NATO enjoys. It also calls for membership for Ukraine in the EU by 2027. Also, however, interestingly, removes language about the Ukraine joining NATO. That is no longer part of that. And there's also calling for elections in Ukraine, something that Donald Trump has said repeatedly over the course of the last couple of days, especially, that there needs to be elections in Ukraine. Volodymyr Zelensky said he's willing to do that, but he needs the security guarantees from the US that an election would be able to take place safely. And there's also caps on the Ukrainian army as well, around 800,000 personnel. That's cap up from 600,000 that was under the original proposal of the 28-point plan that many people saw more as a Russian wish list than any kind of legitimate peace deal between two sides. So now there is some movement on this. We're expecting to potentially see Donald Trump in Europe next week. He was invited by European leaders. Donald Trump said, however, that he's only going to do that if he believes it's worth his time. He said he doesn't want to waste our time. So we're awaiting for official response from this deal now from the Ukrainians to the United States. We're hearing from Donald Trump in a few hours, so we're likely to hear something from it when we hear from him then.
And Fraser, look, we do know that Donald Trump's been sort of oscillating, hasn't he, for several weeks as to his position on Ukraine. What's your understanding of where things do stand at the White House today?
Well, of course, Donald Trump has kind of jumped back and forth, kind of seesawed between the two sides. There have been moments where he tweeted out that Ukraine could reclaim all of the territory it had lost and more, but that was then counteracted just a couple of weeks later when Donald Trump said that this war was going Russia's way and that Ukraine needed to basically sue for peace. So he's kind of vacillated, much to the annoyance of many of the diplomats that I'm speaking to, and they have the sense that it's kind of impossible to plan anything because of Donald Trump's jumping back and forth in his position. But at the moment, it seems more than anything, Donald Trump just wants to get a deal over the line. This was a deal, a war that he said he could settle within 24 hours. He said that many times on the campaign trail, and then he got into office and realized that the reality of the situation is much more different. Donald Trump looking to make this now 9 conflicts that he claims to have settled, but so far this one seems to be the white whale that keeps escaping him.
Fraser Jackson for us there, live in Washington, D.C. Thank you.